any work around them. Stay smart, stay safe, stay back. ComEd, powering lives.
Hello, America, and good day to our friends around the world. This is a political talk show here on WRMN. That's WRMN 1410 on that AM dial and WRMN1410.com. You can find us on YouTube. That's where we're streaming as well. I had to restart the stream. Tammy's music, this wonderful segment she does, fits really well with radio. And it is This Day in Music History. It's fantastic for the radio side. YouTube don't like it so much. So I just refired the YouTube side. So go ahead and hop in over there. We have a Sox game. It's coming to the end. I believe these are the last few games here. It's been a fantastic season having the Sox. They are coming back next year as well. Don't forget, we also have the Bears. We play their games. So we're still dipping our toes into that sports side here, serving people that can't really get maybe any of the other stations that come in from the city. Nice, cleaner message, signal and everything else on this side of the world. Once the Bears move a little bit further west, it's going to be pretty good, especially for us. We'll actually cover the stadium. So you'll be able to take the handheld radios, right, and be able to listen while you're sitting there in whatever new stadium they decide to put together. So listen to WRMN for your White Sox and Bears coverage. We're hoping to get a basketball team as well. It might be a G League. It might be something a little bit smaller than that. But we got to hit all of the major food groups. So because we have a game, I decided not to do a in-depth like we normally do. Even yesterday, Matt put in a replay, and he put in a replay from last Thursday when the news broke of Jimmy Kimmel and everything else for all of that, which perfectly fine. Everything I agree with when I said it last week as well. And I got a lot of text messages about it, about just being hot, and because there's a lot of things that people want to say, right? And here on Apolitical Talk Show, we want to make sure that we have that forum open. And I've kind of been doing a disservice to you all, and I apologize for that. So today we're going to open up the phone lines. Dean DeLaley's on his way over. He's going to sit in with me for a little bit. So from now until the Sox kickoff at 5:30, I keep saying kickoff is football and whatever else. The coverage kicks off at 5:30. We'll keep the phone lines open. We will run down just a couple of some news articles and things like that. The breaking news of President Trump signing the executive order approving the TikTok deal. So we can go into some of that. If there's some free speech things with TikTok and a whole bunch of other things like that being in on it. So we're going to open up the phone lines. The text lines are always open 24/7 regardless. Text line is 505-926-1410, 505-926-1410. The cool part about the text line, just before I get to the call-in line, the cool part about the text line is it also takes voicemails, and then it will transcribe it for us too. So you can leave a voicemail, and it turns into a text too. So if you're one of those people that is maybe a little bit harder to type something in because of smaller screen or a smaller keyboard, or you want to call somebody instead, you can actually call the text line, and it'll come in as a message for us in text form as well. So you can send one on over there, 505-926-1410 for that text line. It also receives articles and pictures or anything else that's in there. So if you read an article or something like that you think a political talk show should cover, go ahead and send it on over, 505-926-1410. So now, today, we're opening up the phone lines for callers, and it's good to see everybody out there, especially enjoying the fantastic day here in the wonderful weather. Just to prove to you, it's live again. It's 11 after. And the call-in line, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. That is the call-in line. We've got a couple people that listen regularly. I know you do. You're in there, and it's okay. I like seeing you in there. I like seeing you in the chats. I like seeing you send us some of the text lines for things. But let's get your voices out there as well. We're also putting together our Free Speech Friday panel. We want to also invite you, if you are interested in being a part of that. We'd love to have you on for that Free Speech Friday panel. I'm also hoping to bring back Adam Pauley. He is a member of the Kane County Dems. We seem to get a lot of the Republican side over here, and it's not on purpose. It's mostly because they're the ones that have the more flexible schedule for right now. But as we get closer to any of the elections, including the primaries, I want to make sure that we open up the forum for not just talk about national, but also the local politics too. So we're going to get a couple other people in. We've got Evan from the Young Republicans is going to jump in. I'm also working with a podcast called How to Parent AI. And I'm going to bring them on here in the next couple of weeks. We're going to spend 2 hours just talking about AI. How does it learn? How do we interact with it? Does it feel anything? What experiments have they done with it? What experiments has ChatGPT or anybody else done with it? So that's also planned down on the future. So I'm going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the new executive order approving the TikTok U.S. deal that's valued at $14 billion. Stick around. Apolitical Talk Show. Come right back after this.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer. And we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case. And they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. 800-257-3148. That's 800-257-3148.
When it comes to orthopedic and spine surgery, Prime Healthcare St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin leads the way. Recognized by U.S. News and World Report as a high performer across multiple surgery types, we offer advanced and minimally invasive procedures supported by state-of-the-art imaging technology. Our expert surgeons and compassionate care teams are here to help you move, heal, and live better every step of the way. St. Joseph Hospital in Elgin, exceptional care close to home.
In the middle of the night, everything will be all right if you listen to Coast, right here on WRMN 7 days a week from midnight to 5 a.m. Each night on Coast to Coast, listeners are captivated by George Newry with discussions on news and current events, conspiracy theories, UFOs, life after death, and all things curious and unexplained. Whether you're working third shift or you're just a night owl, catch the most listened to overnight talk radio program in North America, Coast to Coast, every night, midnight to 5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
Children are the greatest joy and our best hope for a better future. Friends, they are the future. But did you know that millions of kids right here in our own backyard are facing hunger every day? Without healthy food, it's harder to grow, to thrive, to feel their best.
The impact when children don't have enough to eat is tremendous because when you're hungry and your basic needs aren't being met, you cannot learn.
Every child deserves to be fed. This is a problem we know how to solve. Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Breakfast in the classroom contributes to kids being more focused, which leads to higher grades, and simply just their well-being.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
To a political talk show here on WRMN. I'm Dennis Sonar Green, and I am now joined with Dean DeLaley. Thank you very much for being here, sir.
Hey, I wouldn't miss it for the world. How you doing?
The broadcast day going
It's
on.
been, huh?
Right?
You and I. It's our little playhouse. Why not?
That's it. Well, why not?
I had to take Rita to the doctor, so.
Oh, it's good.
I had to get that taken care of.
I'm glad you're caring for her like that. It's great to hear you out there too, Rita, every time you call in. And I expect her to be listening to Dino's Night Out tomorrow as well.
My best fan.
Oh,
Biggest
yeah.
fan.
Dino's Night Out is on Fridays, and it is 2 to 4, where you get to learn all about the shows that are happening from O shows. That's Ron Onesti's places, like the Arcada. And you get to know all about the stage performances that are coming on there. Also, since the Fringe Festival is happening this weekend as well, there's going to be a couple people from the Fringe Festival coming on over.
The main producer is that Nick Mataragas.
Oh, okay.
So he'll be in the 2 o'clock. And I don't know if he's going to bring anybody with him, but we're going to spend the day, or at least the show, talking about the Fringe Fest.
That'll be fantastic.
Very interesting. Also
down south in South Elgin, Back the Blue is happening as well Saturday afternoon. That's Panton Mill Park, I believe.
Yeah, Panton Mill in South Elgin.
Panton Mill Park, South Elgin. Go ahead and Back the Blue. That is just for the police here in the area. So head on down. There's going to be perfect weather for it too. So before we left, I teased the TikTok side. We just got the new, let me see if I can pull it up over here, the new executive order. I wonder if News Nation came up with anything yet. Yes, here we go. News Nation can give us a quick rundown. So that would be President Trump has signed an executive order making it official that American investors will take charge of TikTok from the Chinese government. The president says the video streaming app is now completely American-owned and that he found success on it with his re-election campaign.
I used it myself during the campaign, and it was very successful because you know how I did with the young voter. And Charlie helped me a lot, too. And he said to me, you should go on TikTok. And it actually had, because we got record votes with the young voters.
The White House says this will ensure that the data of American users doesn't fall into the hands of the Chinese government. This comes after months of negotiations with China.
Yeah, but let me ask you, because you did the research on it. Do they have American investors interested, or did they sign the deal? So it's not a done deal yet.
So they were going to put this deal together where the majority of them are U.S. owners of 80%. So it's not 100% American owned like the president says. It's 80% American owned. But, you know, what's an 80% between friends, right?
Sure.
So
they still have the controlling interest.
That's exactly. American-owned people do have that. So now we're looking at Oracle, Silver Lake, and other people directly, like Michael Dell and Rupert Murdoch. And Rupert Murdoch, as you know, from Fox News, and I think it's News Corp in general. So they would take the majority stake at roughly 80% with the newly constituted U.S. entity.
Well, it's kind of funny. Isn't Oracle CBS?
I believe so.
Aren't they the one that just
so it's definitely
shut down the, what's his name?
ABC was the one that.
Oh, ABC.
That
Okay, I got him confused.
Oracle is a cloud company for cloud applications and different things like that. American multinational technology company out of Houston, Texas.
Okay.
So ByteDance was the original owner, and the affiliated Chinese investors would retain a minority stake at less than 20%. I think it's literally 19.9%.
But what does that 20% give them? Does that give them access to any intel?
Yes. So they'll still have access to everything, or to the extent that American privacy laws will give them that side. So if they do get anything, we have to blame our own laws out of it. But I think what they're also looking at is the control over the algorithms too, to be able to not have necessarily a foreign government manipulate it, but have a American country or American corporations. And it looks like a diverse side of American corporations that will be running it from there. So I guess we'll figure out who's actually going to do it once the deal's finally signed. So in April of 2024, Congress passed Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Control Applications Act. And in that law, it aimed to directly at social networking services deemed controlled by foreign adversaries like ByteDance and TikTok. So that was back in April of 2024. Everybody has been kicking this this deadline down the road. So Biden kicked it down the road, and Trump has kicked it down the road, all to see what deal they could finally get done. And now, since it was an act of Congress of passing the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Control Applications Act, PAFACA, PAFACA, I guess is the name of it. I don't know. It sounds like definitely
and
a
what
very
was that other platform, TikTok and who?
ByteDance. ByteDance owns TikTok.
I've never heard of ByteDance.
Mm-hmm. They're the controlling company. Well, they were until this this came through. So under that, they gave ByteDance 270 days to sell TikTok.
Sell it.
And so essentially what has happened is they just kept moving the ban date down the road with executive orders. And finally, they've gotten it to this side now.
So President Biden did have it in motion.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah. Congress passed it to make sure that it was gone. Congress essentially said it's going to be gone. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then when the deadline came up, Biden extended it just for a little bit, and then Trump extended it as well up until now.
Yeah, I remember when he extended it.
Mm-hmm. And so it was definitely a back and forth for things. But we've got a caller here. Hello, caller. Welcome in. Would you like to talk about? Oh no, we left. Never mind. So if you were there, call right back. 847-931-1410. That's what we're talking about here. So at the time that President Trump was campaigning, he really pushed for the ban. He was talking about how it's ruining the children and our culture and all of these other things. Then miraculously, we got a turn. So now he contributes it to speaking with Charlie Kirk, and Charlie Kirk encouraging him to like, well, no, give it another chance, et cetera, which you absolutely could say that. At the same time, Charlie Kirk was encouraging him, and other social media influencers were encouraging the president, campaigning at the time, to do it. There was money that showed up from one of the people who control ByteDance for his campaign. So I don't know if that might have helped him either. We got a caller who hopefully called us right back. Hello, caller. Welcome aboard. What would you like to talk about?
Oh, it's just me.
Hey, Jeff. How are you, buddy?
Hey, I'm okay. I'm sorry I missed you guys at the car show, but it was raining. I was getting ready to pull the Mustang over there and see you guys, but then it started downpour, so I said, oh, well.
Will you pull the Mustang over anytime? I'll take a picture of it for you, buddy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got a little bit of a beef with the public.
Go ahead.
Everybody now. Okay, I'm really sick to my stomach with the way people are talking about this Charlie Kirk thing. It is so disgusting. It's ridiculous. And see, you know what I stand on. You know, I'm a middle guy, all right? But it's like every Republican out there now is a target, which I don't think is right. And the general public on the left, and I'm solely aiming at the left. And now people will say the right does it. I said, no, they don't. Not like that. There are people on the left, and I've read this, and I've heard it, and I've talked to people. They'd assume that all the Republicans be out of office, and if you have to beat them up to get them out or shoot at them to get them out, that's the way to do it. Now they've resorted to violence. That's not America. I wrote up an article about that on one of the pages on Facebook. And the first thing I would tell people is, and this is youngins, I'm basing it on today's generation because they, for some reason, have an idea that the only way they could change something, you know.
Well, that's where hopelessness is dangerous. You know what I mean? When we keep talking about how bleak everything is and how everything's moving, there's a lot of times when what do you do when there is no hope? And you're absolutely right. It's despicable the way that everybody talks about anybody on the other side.
What did Jeff say? Say it again, Jeff.
I don't know why you say that, though. See, I'll argue the difference on it. Okay, when I was a kid or somebody your age, you know, it cost me $250 for a calculator, and I had to share it with other people. Okay, so my books were like $500 a piece for college. And I put myself through, my wife put herself through, I worked 7 days a week, at least 8 to 10 hours a day. I did it for 10 or 12 years. I didn't buy beer. I didn't buy alcohol. I didn't buy anything that I could afford that I couldn't afford. I didn't overstep my boundaries. I didn't buy video games that cost $50 at a pop when you don't have money to pay rent or to do the laundry. I didn't do that. I was smart about my finances. That's why I'm where I'm at. The point is, it's if for some reason it's like today's generation figures that the government owed them. The government owes them everything.
Well, that's not necessarily the government.
Let me finish this real quick.
You got 1 minute left.
I'll shut up and listen to you.
That's okay.
The way I feel about it is if you want change, if you really want change, there's three things you can do about it. Okay, one is you can participate with your congressman, your senator of your choice. Number two is run for office and do something. And number three would be most important, instead of yapping and flapping your jaws off like I'm doing now, because I've done this. I've participated. I've done it in my city that I live in. Come up with something creative. You got a solution to the problem? Well, then let's hear it. I'm tired of hearing a lip service. I'm tired of hearing it. Shoot the other guy because you don't like him, because that's the way it is.
It's terrible.
I'm extremely upset because every single day, the Jimmy Kimmel thing set me off, all right? I don't agree that he should have been fired, but I also don't agree with his methods. He makes a living off of bashing other people. He makes fun of people. He downgrades people and makes them look bad. If you want to watch that, and that seems to be the genre now, if you want, that's fine. I'm not saying pull it off. I don't think he should have been pulled off. But that was the choice. It wasn't Trump giving him that. It was the choice of the company he works for. Okay, so to all those people who like him, just think of it this way. How would you feel if that was you that he was talking about it?
Yeah, it'd be terrible.
Put your feet in his boot, in my boots, the way I feel about it. I was picked on in high school as a kid. I did not appreciate it. I spent 4 years of hell in that school. I do not like high school. I barely graduated. I went on to live a better life after that. But you know what? I didn't let it bother me. The thing is, all these people that talk about it, they always talk about no racism. Let's stop the racism. Let's stop the gender bashing. But what are they doing? They're doing the same damn thing that they're talking about not doing. Well, that irritates the hell out of me.
I kept us on the air because this is important. I want you to get your words out. We didn't take the bottom of the hour break because I wanted you to say what you needed to say here, and I absolutely understand.
Yeah, because I got something to add to what he's saying,
and also empathize with you with the bully aspect. Right? We shouldn't treat people poorly like this. We shouldn't use pejoratives. We shouldn't just unabashedly go after anybody with this. And this is why it bothers me when I hear my elected leaders say that. Now, it's one thing, I'll tell you all day, it's terrible when a regular citizen wants to post something or say something bad or do what have you. But when I hear my elected leaders say these things, that's what really gets me upset about it. When I hear the people that we voted for say these things, when I hear people that we voted for say that that different groups of people are poisoning the blood of America, that are destroying democracy, or that our brothers and sisters in America are out to destroy it, like that doomsday side from Democrats and Republicans say it all day, but my issue is we have to hold our elected leaders account for this. And I don't know if you've been watching any of the press conferences or any of the other things that are out there. Did you watch the UN speech without a teleprompter? Did you hear him say that all of the countries that were there are going to hell? Like it's the overside of these things. And I absolutely understand with you. I'm there with a regular person saying stuff that's terrible, a regular person, but there's so much weight that is on an elected leader.
And again, it goes back to running for office locally, and then you work your way up the chain. Mm-hmm. I've got a mayor that's been in terms 5 years. He's been here since I've been here. I've been here 30 years, Dennis. That's uncalled for. There's no change. I'm not saying pretty much everybody in my town kind of likes what's going on, but within certain reason. But here's the thing. I say this to all Democrats and all Republicans and everybody. You need to have fresh blood. You need to have fresh ideas. Mm-hmm. The world is always evolving. We have to evolve with it. We're going backwards at this point.
So why aren't the parties bringing fresh blood in? Why are the parties the same old people, same old stuff? It should be the parties that bring in fresh blood, right?
Yeah, but it's the genre. Do you think Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer and Donald Trump and all those people in there are going to give up their seats for somebody else?
Of course
not. There's too much power and greed. I mean, the whole system is corrupt. We all know that. I think pretty much every American out there believes the system has gotten so bloated and so corrupt that nobody knows what anything.
It's definitely below 50 on every single scale that you look at, whether it's the legislative or executive or judicial. It's below 50 for trust.
Hey, Jeff.
It's hard. It's hard to be an American. We're supposed to set an example for the rest of the world. That's the way it was. I mean, the last president, in my opinion, that I liked, and this is when I was a kid before I could vote, was John F. Kennedy. Now, he had a lot of issues, and everybody will say that, but think about it. He had to deal with the crisis with Cuba, with the Russians. He had to deal with a whole bunch of other stuff, and then he got killed because he's, and the problem is, if you look at it, it all started with Nixon. I firmly believe it started with Nixon with the Watergate. They figured out a way to cheat the system, and I think it went on after that. They just figured out a way to keep cheating and keep cheating and cheating. I don't believe the system works for us. It's the Americans. As Americans, people who wanted to come here are now saying, unless they're south of the border, no. And south of the border is worse than anybody. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why and that's the other thing. Nobody wants to fix that situation. It's just haul people off, throw them in the can, take them to another country somewhere and let them off and let them deal with it. That's what we're doing.
And I don't want you to have too much to spare, man. I mean, we are Americans. We are strong. We have a strong constitution, and that's honestly where we need to go back to. The issue is we have party loyalty over American loyalty. That's what we've got going on right now.
And we have got to get off of, Jeffrey, you've got to get off of the party loyalty. Mm-hmm. We have to go back to representing America. And if you go back to different elections, when did we start this, if you want to say foul language? Like, even saying hell was like, oh, my God. Mm-hmm. Did the president just say hell? I mean, the way I'm probably your age, Jeff. And I'm raised watching.
I just had a birthday.
God bless you.
My birthday was Sunday, so
happy birthday.
I feel like I'm 102, though.
Nah,
but,
not at all.
This whole thing has got me in a tither.
The problem is you have too much mental health issues, and they're not listening to the right people, and they think they're going to be the crusader, and they're going to eliminate the beast. They don't know who the beast is, but they're told who it is by this negative talk on both sides. This last poor guy that Charlie that was assassinated, unnecessary. Mm-hmm. The attempt on our president, one attempted and one they actually shot him.
Yep. I mean, CDC attack.
It's unnecessary. But again, we go back to the same thing. If you allow people to talk, my house, I couldn't swear in my house. My mom didn't make 5 feet. I tell you guys all the time, she'd knock the heck out of us if I even said crap in the house. Mm-hmm. She would knock the heck. You don't talk that way. Well, listen to our politicians. They're all, this sucks and damn this and this is shit.
Because they're all podcasters now.
Exactly.
They're all podcasters.
They have got to get back to treating even that.
What did the vice
Sleepy
president
Joe stuff?
do?
I hate it. It's either former president or president. Trump said this. He's the president right now. President Trump or Mr. or Donald, whatever. But we have lost all of the decorum of the way you would think that our elected officials act. But look at what we got. You named all the people that should turn over their position. Pelosi, McConnell, all those. What's the other guy I don't like?
Schumer.
You name them.
Well, Schumer's been on there too long. There's no.
All of them have. All of them.
It's like, okay, why put term limits? It's like cut the hand that feeds them. That's why. And the lobbyists are in debt, or they're in debt with the lobbyists.
Of course.
And it comes down to one thing: money.
Well, the thing is,
it's all money.
It's all
the only
become.
Reason they're there is because of money.
It's all become a reality game show. And the lobbyists and the corporations are the sponsors. We can all see what's going on here, but I think you've hit on the head about fixing it, about removing party loyalty. We need to stop pinning the merchandise onto us. We need to stop just believing something just because it's my red or blue color. We need to actually start looking at what's good for America versus what's good for my party so that I can continue to wave my flag. The issue is...
Look at the money they spend on elections. Mm-hmm. What was I don't even remember. I knew it was an astronomical amount for the
$1 billion for the blue side.
Okay, so take that money. They should have a cap on what they could spend. Then these lobbyists ain't going to be on their back. Mm-hmm. They could push them off to the side, and they could do for the country.
And that is what we had.
Feed the people. They need to be fed with that money.
That is what we had before money became free speech. Yeah. Once money became speech, that was game over. And that's the Supreme Court decided
I got to tell you guys something real quick. Okay?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
I want to apologize. Kind of my way I sounded on here. I apologize.
Look, man, you got to get some steam off.
I love your show. I love your show, Dennis, and I love your guests. And I think it's great that you have people on there that we could talk about this. I got carried away, and because it's true to my heart. I look at what my dad and my mom went through, my grandma and grandpa. There was nothing like this, and it's gotten so bad that it makes me feel sad. They're turning over their graves. I mean, America is no longer America. I've talked to people who actually think that World War II we should not have done what we did in World War II. It's just insane what they're saying. It's like they don't know what they're talking about. I mean, people lost their lives to fight a war that could have ended a lot of stuff even here.
Yeah, they don't know history. They want to base it all on sound bites.
They don't understand it, and that's the problem. The way everybody's taught this stuff anymore, it's just some of this stuff I know is garbage. It's just garbage, and it takes people like yourself, Dennis, to make sure when you go through the Constitution and do what you do. I love that. I just sit and listen. And sometimes my friends will be here and they just listen to you. So
I appreciate
you guys. I'm going to go off and get up and let somebody else talk. But God bless you guys and thank you. I apologize, guys.
No, let's let off some steam anytime, man. We need to have some more free speech.
This is the platform. This is where people listen.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
God
We'll talk to you
guys.
soon.
Take care,
Bye-bye.
man.
I'm going to throw that bottom of the hour break. We didn't get to do that, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw it now. When we come back, I got Dean DeLaley of Dino's Night Out talking some politics with me this afternoon. It's fun.
I like it.
WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley. This update brought to you by Cintas. A man is in custody in connection with the burglary that occurred September 15th at All the Smokes in Batavia. 23-year-old Trey Austin, a resident of the 1000 block of South Jackson Street in Batavia, was taken into custody September 19th and charged with burglary and criminal damage. Officers responded to the smoke shop on Wilson Street just before 9:45 p.m. to find evidence of forced entry through the front door. Officials did not say in Monday's update what was stolen. Infection rates from drug-resistant nightmare bacteria rose almost 70% between 2019 and 2023. According to a new report from the CDC. Bacteria that are difficult to treat due to the so-called NDM gene primarily drove the increase. Only 2 antibiotics work against those infections, and the drugs are expensive and must be administered through an IV, according to researchers. 2 people, a woman and a boy, were beaten and struck by an Aurora man who invaded their home September 15th before fleeing from police. 26-year-old Neme Fernandez Oropeza is facing several felony and misdemeanor charges following an incident in the 900 block of Wood Street. Aurora officers were dispatched at around 11:13 p.m. for a report of domestic violence. Police say officers learned that the suspect physically battered a woman, then struck a boy when he attempted to intervene. Fernandez Oropeza is charged with home invasion, criminal trespass to a residence, and 2 felony counts of aggravated fleeing and eluding, among other charges. An 8-unit duplex development was narrowly approved during a recent St. Charles City Council meeting, with developers planning to start construction on the 4-story building along South 1st Street this year. The development, which will be called 504 Row Homes, will include 4 buildings, each with 4 stories, and each unit will cost upward of $1.9 million. The duplexes will be located on the corner of South 1st and Prairie Streets. I'm Trey Westerberg on 1410 WRMN Elgin, proudly serving the Fox River Valley.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
A little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Do you own an annuity, either fixed rate, indexed, or variable? Are you paying high fees and getting low returns? If so, Annuity General would like you to have this free book to learn the pitfalls and mistakes of buying an annuity. The Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers contains the little-known truths about annuities, like how to help reduce your fees and increase retirement income. And it's free. That's right, free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report just for calling. We researched over 1,000 annuities and summarized rates and benefits from financially strong insurers. You get Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and the Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free, for calling Annuity General today. Hurry, supplies are limited. Call now.
800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. 800-760-1845. That's 800-760-1845.
This is Sarah Silver with your Fox Valley forecast. This afternoon, mostly sunny with a high near 75. Temperatures falling to around 72. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 53. Tomorrow, sunny with a high near 82. Temperatures falling to around 79 in the afternoon. Currently, it is 75 with clear skies. I'm Sarah Silver on the Talk of the Town, WRMN.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Welcome back to A Political Talk Show. Sometimes the break, we get so heated and moving with the thing, the show interrupts the break conversation. So I want to talk a little bit about rhetoric, right? When we were talking about this back and forth and the different things that are there. And my new challenge for the both sidesism is examples.
Both
right?
sidesism?
Both sidesism. Okay. Yeah, it's the, I didn't coin it. I think probably somebody at CNN, the Clinton News Network. That's what my dad always called it growing up.
Was it?
Yeah, he was like, hey, you watching Fox or you watching the Clinton News Network? Yeah. Or he would always tease my my uncles and say, hey, your buddy Clinton just passed this thing or that, like just to kind of do it.
I'll tell you what, the economy was never in its better state than when President Clinton was.
It was the last time we had a surplus. The very last time.
Everybody made money when President Clinton was in office. And I'm talking like a street guy. Everybody made money. They didn't bother. Everybody made $1.
It was also the beginning of the globalization for everything, too, where we started sending more of the manufacturing jobs overseas is when we started doing that. So it's there. And you're right. It was absolutely a surplus for everything. So but we always get into this side of this both sidesism with everything where people talk about the rhetoric or they talk about toning it down or they talk about this, but there always seems to be people that we never hold the standard to. I don't know what that's about. But that's the problem I have is people hold the same weight of what a podcaster or what a random person on Facebook says as the president of the United States, or maybe even go lower down, maybe a senator or a representative. And that's where the both sidesism of this rhetoric talk that we keep going back and forth about. I am of the, it's obvious that I don't necessarily like who is the president right now. But, he's the president. I'm not going to cheer the pilot crashing us into the plane or crashing the plane into the mountain. But that's where my issue is with this, is it always seems to be that we can't use his words. And for me, I think that most of the people that die hard support him, like 100%, no matter what he does, he's the best thing since sliced bread, are people that never listen to him. Like, we talked about this earlier today, about listen to that speech in the UN. No teleprompter, mad about the escalators, the whole kit and caboodle with it. Sit down and listen to that, and then tell me again how he's your guy. That's just where I look at it with a lot of this.
But I keep telling you, and I hear you, the dialogue, even beyond the podcasters, has gotten to a point where that's like almost a normal thing, especially with the UN. And quite honestly, I mean, my honest opinion with the UN, I've told you a million times, I don't see a lot of action. I don't see things that they should be doing, that they should be acting on, and they're not.
Yeah.
So is President Trump the guy that go in there with that type of attitude and that type of dialogue? Is that enough to shock people into like, oh, I am a part of the UN. I have a job to do here. Maybe I better do it. Is that what it takes? I don't know. I know he had meetings with everybody afterward, and I would have loved to heard, those little things that they wear. I'd have just, or they got them on. They got them on the
translators.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy me one of those. I'm definitely gonna get one. But I would just love to heard what each country had to say when he was telling them, hey, your country's going to hell. Now, are they? Some of them really are. Was he wrong for telling them that? Well, if nobody else is going to tell you, and he's the one that's going to tell you, maybe like in your language, for lack of a better word, and we're past the decorum, if that's how you get their attention.
But that's my problem with the whole thing here is why are we past the decorum? At what point did we have the decorum? Because
you know me how I am. Every president is either a former or current, Mr. or his first name. I don't go for that, Sleepy Joe Biden. Yeah, but the whole world should be acting that way.
Sure. So if
these
the
are
whole
respected positions, these are the presidents of the United States.
Exactly. The whole world includes the president of the United States. And he should speak like that.
Did you hear what he did in the White House? This was upsetting to me.
Yeah.
The picture of Joe, they have a picture of all the presidents.
Sure do.
I don't have the whole story on it, but he took the picture down, and what did he replace it with?
The auto pen.
Yeah. Now, how do you do that? Now, it'd be different if it was in the Oval Office where those are people that are invited to come into there, only invited. But those pictures are where everybody sees them.
In this
that's not nice.
In this time of turmoil and divisiveness and everything else, is our president stepping up with a message of unity?
I think he's given the message of "Wake up, America."
Which side of America? Because he's turning around and saying, "My guys are stronger than yours."
Well, that's him.
So, which side of America is he trying to unify?
Sadly, he represents, if on your side, he represents the United States. So, because of his
when he says
and everything
the
that goes
radical
with it,
left are the ones that are tearing everything apart, and us on the right need to do better.
Well, I think that we have to start getting not sound bites again of things. We need to get people's dialogue. From I'm one of those idiots in the middle of the night. I watch all those Senate hearings or what have you. And I'm like, really? They're going to argue over the dumbest thing. And we all know, Democrat, Republican, that when they're not passing these bills, it's because they need $250,000 for money for a personal library somewhere.
Yeah.
And all of that, what do they call it when they put it on there? I call it a bunch of crap, but they put all those
airplanes. Right?
Yeah, how silly is that? But still, though, that's what's gone wrong. We just have got to let this stuff be exposed and out. Just because whatever he says, you can't take for gospel. Even though he said it, you have to.
Okay, I won't take it for gospel. I'll take it as the president of the United States said it.
Yeah, I got you.
How about that?
No, I got you. But I mean, I don't like the people that, well, what he really meant was, well, then why didn't he say that?
Yeah.
Because they're writing his speech anyhow. Or not writing, they're giving him keynotes. Okay, well, this is what he meant to say. Well, then say that. But you do have a lot of people at his throat for when he's trying to do something. A lot of times he does something good. And when he's trying to do something good, they're still at his throat.
Does he do something good for him, or does he do something good for us? See, that's where
he's no different than any other president we've had. He does what's best for the lobbyist and for who they really represent.
Absolutely.
You're going to tell me the amount of money on the elections?
Well, that's what he was supposed to do, was drain the swamp, right?
Well,
so
yeah.
And they're not going
Well, that
to.
was the first election.
Neither one of them. Yeah, this one. This one
don't
is just
count.
like, it's my swamp now.
Yeah, I only got 4 years. I'm going to do what I want to do and get out.
You call me Shrek at this point. So, no, I absolutely understand. And this is where I'm having trouble with it, is we're not getting the presidential speeches that we would get at any other time. We were at each other's throats or anything else. You talk about 9/11. You talk about Pearl Harbor. You talk about any time where we were just, as a country, at a just tumultuous time, our presidents stood up and said something. I have not heard a single unifying thing from this president in weeks. I have heard exact opposite of it. In fact, at the ceremony for Mr. Kirk, it was, I understand, but I hate my enemies.
Yeah.
He goes on to television and says a bunch of different things about the radical right being more of it being about virtuous extremism, where the left just is absolutely terrible. It's just, I don't know what else to say but to point out my own president's words.
Yeah.
I don't want to call him anything. I don't want to say anything. All I want to do is point out my president's words.
Well, you and I spoke, we talk all the time about this. Take just 3 days worth of what he says on camera, or however you want to say it, officially, as the President of the United States, and put them all together. You would look at those recordings as like, oh, my God. But if you do the same thing with, again, I don't want to make it them and us and you and me, but then you take the other side, okay, and do the exact same thing, you're going to hear very similar.
Who on the other side?
Well, you're ones that are talking. You're different. You're what's that guy's name? Not McConnell.
You're talking about Chuck Schumer. Or anybody else?
Yeah, put them.
Nowhere close.
Yeah.
Nowhere close. Now, you want to put all of the left against the one guy who's president and his power? Sure, maybe they match up. But this guy's got power.
Right. Well, who was the guy that couldn't? Who was the guy in the wheelchair? It was a time of infamy. Remember?
What?
He stood up. That's what I mean. He couldn't even stand up, and he stood up when he gave his speech.
That's it for Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right, man. It's presidential.
It's like, that was exactly presidential
Roosevelt.
talk. That was a Roosevelt. That was a time in our life. Oh my God, we went
that's
around,
what I mean.
But it was like, oh my God, my father told me all about it.
Where
My
is
mother.
it?
Yeah.
Where is it?
We need it. How do you reel it back in?
I don't know. Well, you start with the president. That's how it always starts. Every single time. You want to reel back America? We'll start. We'll come back, America.
You do know
Phone
where he
lines are
stands,
open.
though. You throw him a left hook, he's going to throw you a right. He always says it.
At Britain's touchless car wash,
5 a.m. right here on WRMN AM 1410 and 96.7 FM.
America, and good day to our friends around the world. This is a political talk show here on WRMN. I got my good friend here, Dean DeLaley of Dino's Night Out. Look at that picture right there.
Oh, what a mug he is.
A political talk show. That's your serious face. That's your.
Yeah, it is. That's my. What are you talking about?
That's why I picked it.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? That's it.
Over there on the YouTube side, if you want to check it out, I have that rotating title screen. But I'm glad you're here. Dino's Night Out, on Fridays. It is 2 to 4. That's when it is, because Talk Time with Tammy and Friends is Monday through Thursday.
Yes.
You take it over Friday. Got some great things coming up. You're going to be talking with Nick from over at the Elgin, what is it, Fringe Festival, right?
It is Nick Mataragas.
See, you say all these names, and I can't. Mataragas?
Yeah, Mataragas.
Okay.
You got a heck of a time with the other guy.
What was the other one?
It was Corinthian leather guy. Montalbano.
Yes.
Yeah, Montalbano.
It was Victoria.
Victoria Montalbano.
Yes. We've already got those interviews already up. I texted them out to everybody. So if you want to listen to those interviews, and then you did another one with Jennifer, who's also going to be there.
Oh, was she good, wasn't she?
Oh, my goodness. It's going to be fantastic. It's just down the road from here.
Good weekend, folks. Good weekend to be in Elgin. This Fringe Fest, and you're not paying big money. I think you're paying
like $12,
$12 to get into a place. I mean, that's a cover charge anywhere else.
Absolutely.
And you're getting to see a real act.
And they're all about an hour a pop, too.
Yeah.
So it's really good. So you go in, you spend, I don't know, maybe $30, and you're watching 3 hours worth of just independent comedy, some improv that's in there, some musical acts, I think, too. Yeah. So it's going to be a great time. It's over at the Side Street Studios over there on by DuPage Court. Ziegler Avenue, I believe.
It is then Ziegler, 12 or 14.
It's some there. Those
I got my notes from earlier.
Come over to the station, and we'll just point down the road for you. It's like, about that way.
It's over there. Come on, just a little more.
A little further.
Come on, a little further.
You're about halfway.
Pick a dress up for your mother. Go ahead.
Oh, man.
That'd have been the last dress, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
That would have been a bail.
So, I wanted to bring you on, too, because we don't usually get to talk politics together on the air.
Thank God it wasn't on during the break.
Well, there's a reason why I only go so far with the FCC. You know, Chairman Carr, he didn't send me an email yet.
No,
but
not yet.
Some of the stuff that I've been saying over the last couple of weeks, I'm sure he's not too happy with it. But I'm not too happy about him. Grumble. Anyway, we've got a bunch of different ways to reach out to us here. That's why I wanted to bring up the communication side of it. We've always got the text line. That's open 24 hours a day. So if you ever see anything that's newsworthy or something's happening, or I get a lot of times, I get people will text me traffic and say, hey, this place is closed, or there's a bunch of fire engines over here at this one place. Some of the other things that we can do is we can also take pictures. We love pictures. What we actually love is the picture of the Fox River Valley sign.
Oh, yeah.
So you know that rectangular one that's got the fox with the river tail that comes down. That one, find that one, snap a picture of it, and send it on over to us. We're trying to find as many of them as we possibly can. Tell us where that location is. But the studio line is open all up until the Sox game that's happening at the bottom of the hour. We're running down low on Sox games. So if you want to let us know if you liked having the Sox games, Should we have all of the Sox games? Should we do more outside of it?
Yeah, this year I think we only missed 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, not too many.
That's because of them. They were having a hard time connecting to it.
They had a few rain-delayed ones, and then the Bears have taken at least 2 games from them too. But other than that, we've played pretty much every single one of them. Let us know if you want more specific Sox coverage. We didn't necessarily have a Sox show. Everybody's chomping at the bit to do a Bears show. But we didn't necessarily have a Sox show. If that's something that you're interested in, maybe next year we do that. Or, Fantasy Football Blitz with David Tees and his friend John. They put a great fantasy football show together. I'm sure they could do baseball fantasy too.
Why not?
Then would be Fantasy Baseball Blitz.
And we're talking, you and I were talking about some Saturday programming changes, trying to get him up a little earlier and moving on the rise, maybe up just a taste.
Yeah, that way we can consolidate a little bit more of what we're doing over here.
Nice.
We're also excited for Nightmare on Chicago. That's happening October 25th. So that literally is 4 weeks away from today.
4 weeks. That's all that is.
So
hopefully we can get some of those people in on the Dino's Night Out, talk about what's happening, if they have any new attractions. It's quite, man, God, what just what an exhibition of creativity.
I remember last year where we were sat outside. We were talking with security and everybody that was coming in and out.
Yeah, we're right by the front gate. Hopefully we'll be able to stay in that same position. City worked with us well, and we'll have ourselves set up. Hopefully the stage will be open at that point as well.
That's what I'm hoping, is to be able to open the doors a little bit more. Let people in. Have our own little stage on this side, because I know they put 2 stages up on the other towards the other entrances.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe we get to be the third venue over here. So lots of different things happening. When we come back, we're going to run through some more of the news that's around here. There's this new superbug that's out. Maybe we talk about that, or some of the other things that are happening here. If you got something to talk about, give us a call, 847-931-1410, 847-931-1410. A Political Talk Show will be right back after this.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
It's what we were taught, trained, and told to do.
It could be for anything. Helping a friend move.
Listening to a fellow veteran for hours, at any hour of the day.
Or just simply making time for people. A neighbor, a loved one, or even a stranger.
We're often the first to help others. There's no question about it.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
Perhaps it's time to do for yourself what you would do for others.
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Attention all sports fans. Get the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring player profiles, team schedules, ballpark photos, and more. Visit chisportsjournal.com. Chicago sports fans are raving about the latest issue of the Chicago Sports Journal featuring owner profiles, book reviews, cafe, bar, and restaurant reviews, specials, and more. Pick up your copy of the Chicago Sports Journal at Metro train stations, retail locations throughout Chicagoland, or visit chisportsjournal.com today.
Hey Bear fans, want your business heard during every heart-pounding moment of the game? WRMN 1410 is now offering in-game ad spots for Chicago Bears broadcasts. Be part of the action as thousands of die-hard listeners tune in each week. Whether it's a touchdown, a turnover, or a timeout, your message will be right there in the mix. Spots are limited and going fast. Call WRMN 1410 today and score big with in-game advertising that delivers results. WRMN 1410, where Chicago comes to play. Get in the game with the Chicago Bears and WRMN.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to a political talk show here on WRMN. We're going to the bottom of the hour here with Dean DeLaley. My name is Dennis Green.
Hi, Dennis.
Hey, good to meet you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
So I want to bring this up first just to kind of put it together. One ICE detainee dead and 2 wounded in the Dallas shooting. The gunman was identified. It was at an Immigration and Custom Enforcement's field office in Dallas, which resulted in 1 death and multiple injuries, confirmed by acting ICE Director Todd Lyons during a CNN interview. Local police reported that the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, and 2 detainees were hospitalized with injuries. Homeland Security Kristi Noem indicated that the motive for the attack remains unclear, but there has been a noted uptick in violence targeting ICE agents. The FBI is investigating the incident as politically motivated, with anti-ICE messages found on the bullets used in the attack. So we're putting this together of having the conversation of the temperature, right, of what we were talking about before.
Sure.
I absolutely agree with you that the temperature of negativity towards ICE agents has absolutely gone up.
Right. And I also will say that them blaming it's all the left's fault for doing that, I don't buy that either.
Yeah.
And that's not a fair statement either that's being said. But I will say this, especially in the city of Chicago, and it really got me like, I can't believe this, on Cermak, right on the, what is that, the Puerto Rican gate or the Mexican gate?
Oh, yeah.
What's that big metal?
I accidentally went the wrong way on that one-way street.
Big metal structure. Right by California. You can't miss it. So, ICE is out there doing their job. The mask thing, I understand it to a degree because they got families. You took that job. You know what job you took. That's what I have always said.
You get a bonus for it.
Well, and besides, that's your job. Do your job. Sorry. Move your kids. Put your family safe if you think they're going to retaliate against them. Shouldn't, because if you're doing your job the right way, you shouldn't give cause for them to be doing that. But I will say they got this group of people, I don't know if they call them organizers, but like they're an advanced team. Like if somebody sees something, they got this guy blowing a whistle.
Yeah.
Okay. Go and look at the statistics on California and Cermak. In fact, there was shootings right in front of their big arch. And I say they're like they're not a part of me. It's a part of my town area.
Yeah.
That's all a part of us. But there was a shooting right in front of that thing they're so proud of, that gateway. It's a gateway. And I like it. Little Italy has the same thing. And we're building one off of Harlem. Every community, every ethnic group should have their sense of pride within their own personal community. But there's been shootings, killings. Kids have been shot there. Kids have been killed there. Where were those guys blowing the whistle? Hey, they're shooting all these people. But now the ICE agents are coming. You got all these people up in ICE agents' face, you know, and it's bad enough they're trying to do their job, okay? And now you have all these civilians. Oh, do you have a warrant? Do you belong here? Are you supposed to be? What's with that? That questioning of them. They really don't have no right to be asking you those questions.
Yeah, they don't have any standing with it, right?
None of it, but they're doing it. and they're getting in between the arrest, let's just say, of what they're out there to do. And sometimes they're getting the wrong people. 2 were American citizens out of 5 on that one.
Well, and there are a lot of people are,
and it's getting escalated.
Yeah, well,
because
they're
not
insisting
complying.
on being part of
Yeah, because the do-gooders over here with the whistles, because they're going to save these, we'll call them illegal immigrants. Okay, that's what they are, and that's what we're actually they're trying to get. So you got them blowing a whistle for that. So now those people, this group is out there telling them, hey, ask them this. Hey, you have a right to this. Hey, you have a right to that. When most of the people are just wanting to comply, I say most, and they say, okay, here's my name, here's whatever. They know if they're illegal, they're going to get caught, and they know they're going to get taken in. But you got these people that are interfering. And I'm giving you a law enforcement perspective.
Yeah.
If I was on the street, and we had it happen once, 4th of July, it was fireworks. Now we let every kid in the world blow off fireworks. We had a higher tolerance in the 80s. It was like, okay, they're going to do it anyhow. And how are you going to get the whole town?
Yeah.
You ain't going to pitch, the cells ain't big enough, even if we brought them to county. So, okay, you drove by. But when you got a complaint, you have to knock on the door, go to the front door, and we'd say, hey, listen, guys, you got to stop this. Well, we had one guy that was drinking a beer, and I said, look, you should have the beer. Just go in your yard. You're 6 steps away. Now, let's not turn this into something. He took the beer and poured it on my partner's shoes. Poured it right on his shoes, just to show the disobedience. So now what are we to do? Here we are. You're in uniform.
Yeah.
We're trying to do our job. So we grabbed the guy. He tries to run, goes to the back of his house. Didn't work. We got him.
Yeah, of course.
Got him in cuffs. But now we're getting the heck knocked out of us by 22 people. By the time we had the little radios on us.
Yeah.
By the time we called for backup, I mean, God, they were kicking us and everything else that goes on. But that's because you have a right to do what you want. You're on private property. That parkway is not your property.
No.
It's owned by the city. It's under your care to take nice, but it's not yours. And we asked them nicely. Same thing's going on to me with this ICE stuff. You've got these whistleblowers that they're not talking about crime and all the shootings going on there, but let's protect the illegal people. That's not the right thing to do.
What would you rather see? Would you rather see them stop informing everybody of the location of ICE, or start informing more people about the criminals?
I think that they should be fair about it, but it's not going to happen. They should be educating the Hispanic communities, because you're saying it's the black and brown. So let's go to Hispanic community and say, okay, look, these are rights that you have. This is what the Constitution gives you. These are your rights. So if you're stopped by an officer, comply. Give him your ID. Give him your name. Give him your date of birth. Let them run you. They run you through a computer. If everything's clear, you're out the door. But instead, they're agitating them.
But right there, you have the right to not do any of those things. What
do you mean?
Of complying or giving the ID or doing any of that stuff either. The Fourth Amendment has the search and seizure. You've also got the Fifth Amendment of not confessing and everything else. So of remaining silent.
I talk like a street guy. You could fabricate probable cause in 2 seconds short.
Absolutely.
He made an affirmative movement. We were given this address from a CI, confidential informant.
Sure.
You could all day long come up with stuff. But just on the straights, it was always, if someone asked you for an ID, law enforcement, you have to show them your ID.
No, I'm not saying anything about not being cordial. I'm not saying anything about not wanting to cooperate or anything like that. It's a whole bunch of things. It's like if somebody came up to me and said, hey, I need you to say happy birthday to this person. Look, by all means, I'd love to say happy birthday to that person, but I have every right to not say happy birthday.
I don't disagree with that statement.
That's where we've got with law enforcement, too. My rights, yes, by all means, is it good to speak with a law enforcement? Debatable. Depends on who you ask.
Most of the time, it's going to go better.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest.
Sure.
Me included. I have no badges or nothing no more.
Yeah.
I get pulled over. My hands are in the 10-2 position. I turn the lights on, and I say, okay.
But what I'm saying is it's your right. And having a police officer or having an ICE officer or having somebody get upset because you didn't want to say happy birthday to them, or rather didn't want to comply because you're exercising your rights to not comply, that's where I think we're seeing a lot of this blow up. It's everybody else in the world 99% of the time. I ask the person, can I see your ID? I get it. It's that one, what would you call him? Jerk, right?
Oh, absolutely.
The one guy who does it. But as soon as we turn around and say, yeah, you know what? That guy's a jerk for what? For exercising his rights. As soon as we have that thought with them, because I had to do it too. I had to stand guard. I had to check people's IDs for everything else. I was lucky enough to do it on a military base where they had to listen to me
certainly.
For everything. But that's what I'm saying is I think at a certain point, law enforcement expects us to give up that right and give up those rights because it is customary, it is socially acceptable to give up those rights, et cetera, et cetera. So they get mad when somebody doesn't.
It's called contempt of cop.
Exactly.
Bottom line. Just like with chases. 90% of the chases do not have to occur, and I think it's 80% are petty offenses.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have that murderer you're chasing.
Exactly.
Once in a blue moon.
And that's what I'm
It's
trying
usually
to
someone's
say.
scared. They don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
They don't got a license. Their parents are going to kill them. Whatever. I stole the car. I don't want to go to jail for that. So they go chasing.
And
Now,
so
in the
now
meantime,
imagine,
they're hurting all these people.
And now imagine if you are a citizen and you exercise that right, and the ICE officer says, no, you don't look white enough. Give me your ID. No, I'm a citizen. You have no right to ask me about any of this. In fact, I'm not going to talk with you. And I start to walk away. Then I get, maybe I get my knee put down or something like that, or put in a hold or something. That's what I mean. This is what's happening.
But if you're American, and that scenario you just said, and the guy's got 100% American, and to your point, maybe he's not brown enough or whatever, I don't buy that, but that's okay. Why wouldn't you want it? Why aren't you proud of being an American?
Sure.
Then why wouldn't you say yes?
But I am so proud of being an American that
you're with 5 other people that
I'm so
are
proud
questionable.
I'm so proud of being an American that I will exercise my American rights. That's how proud I am of being an American. And so there are people out there, sovereign citizens.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen those people? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I'm not a sovereign citizen. Look, I'm not going to even encourage anybody to even look it up. What I'm saying is we have rights as just people here, and we have rights as citizens here.
I got you.
And I don't think trampling on citizens' rights are worth capturing the extra couple people. That's where I'm at with it. I think we should have more caution towards trampling on other people's citizen rights, Americans' rights.
But the percentage of those calls that they, like, for instance, they're going to, where you got this whistle being blown, they're getting information that those are definitely people they need to be there for.
Until they don't.
But if you got 2 that are hanging with 3 that they all know aren't supposed to be, nah.
Well, there are grandmas that ain't supposed to be.
Well,
so are we going to get? So we're going to get grandkids that getting roped up because grandma isn't like. That's what I mean with this. Is we should not be throwing the baby out with the bathwater with this. And me as an American citizen,
when we have another time where it's your open mic, we'll talk about this further.
Yeah, I think we.
Because I think it deserves a little more, so people understand it.
Yeah, and we can bring Vasily over or something like that. I'd love to bring somebody over.
And Dave Teese, he'd be a good one.
Absolutely.
Even Cecilia.
Stick around. Sox firing up now.